business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Do you want boots that actually feel good on your feet? Meindl delivers premium German-engineered comfort, brought to you right here from Nebraska. Built tough for trails, fields, and everyday wear, and backed by Meindl's Comfort Promise, so you can try them on with confidence. Use promo code THETICKET at MeindlUSA.com, spelled MEINDL, for free shipping. That's MeindlUSA.com. Meindl, comfort you have to feel to believe.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln. Schwieso Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schwieso Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schwieso.com. That's schwissow.com. When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations. Follow the Huskers to the City of Angels when Nebraska plays at UCLA in November. Book your official Nebraska alumni travel package at HuskerFanTravel.com. Choose from 2 or 3 night options that include a hotel in scenic Santa Monica, an exclusive welcome event, game day transportation, and the official Husker Huddle pregame party. Add on your game tickets for an optional upgrade. Transportation to and from LA is not included. Join the official Nebraska alumni trip to see the Huskers play at UCLA. Spots are limited, so book your trip now at HuskerFanTravel.com.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert.
Driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of BJ Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostrider. Watch out! Marfisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good!
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. It is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert alongside DP Derek Pearson for the first hour of Wednesday's show, as AD will join us as usual in hour number 2 from Norfolk, Nebraska. DP, good morning, my friend.
I was just here. I was here at midnight.
Yes.
And it's starting to blend. So the alarm went off this morning and I went, oh yeah, Nick needs me this morning.
Well, I do, and I appreciate you being willing to hang out this entire week. Obviously, get to go to business to attend in San Antonio starting tomorrow.
Yes, sir. We're gonna go watch UFC Noche, and some folks are going to Vegas for the Bud Crawford fight. Others will be here watching the former Houston Baptist Huskies, now Houston Christian Huskies, take on the Huskers. And I have to get used to saying Huskies, Huskers over the course of the rest of the week. So
yeah,
that's what we're doing.
We will dive into that matchup throughout the rest of the week on today's show as well. Have a lot of stuff to get to. Really intriguing Thursday night football matchup involving DP's Commanders that we have to get his thoughts on. That is tomorrow. They face off against the Packers, who are very low on my list of teams that I enjoy right now.
Sir.
But by the way, 402-464-5685, the Starter Heyman text line and the Honda of Lincoln hotline are open for you guys the entire show today, as well as the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Allo Cable channel 961. You can always reach out to us individually on Twitter as well. All right, DP, I'm going to turn the floor over to you because you are familiar with our guest, our special guest in our studio. Go ahead, and I'll turn over the floor to you, my friend.
She is the incredible Kelly Lauer of Fitting Futures. And Kelly, good morning. Thank you for coming in and sharing your story, your mission, your event.
Well, when I found out that, I was looking forward to meeting Aaron. And when I found out it was you, we've already talked. And so I'm very grateful and honored to be here. So thank you, Nick, as well.
Well, we are mission-based in most things that we do. And we try to help amplify and elevate folks who are doing good, as we say, good people doing good things. Yeah. And that absolutely applies for you. Please tell the folks your background, and then we'll get into Fitting Futures and what the mission is.
Well, I'm actually a teacher by education, and my journey through life didn't quite end up in the teaching realm because I had 4 boys, and they all came at different times. And I always loved kids, but and I thought that they would stay around, but they ended up moving all to 4 different states. And so when I turned 60, I was like, okay, what's here for me now? And they kind of gave me an opportunity to reevaluate my life, and a journey that my husband and I, Dave and I, went on, ended up at St. Louis at Little Bit Foundation. And we found this foundation that was giving brand new outfits to kids in their title schools. They were 17 years in, and they had 30 elementary schools, and we're like, why not Lincoln, Nebraska? And so my journey at 60 was totally different than I ever thought, but I'm very grateful for the journey. And so that's how we're sitting here. We give 2 brand new clothing outfits to kids in title schools. We started 2019 at Belmont Elementary. That first year before they closed us down, We got 165 kids clothed. And then, COVID hit. And this last 2024-25 school year, we're in all 18 title schools at that point. We saw 2,510 kids and gifted out over 5,000 outfits. They each get two new outfits. And we just they identified Meadow Lane as the now 19th, and we took that on this year.
Okay, so just for full disclosure, when we had a recent conversation, we sat over coffee, and thank you to Rob Simon for
Yes.
being the bridge to us sitting and talking. And I explained then that this resonates with me heavily. I like to say I'm a recovering poor kid. But in your mission, you speak to there being dignity and how young people are being treated in need. And why is that so important in this task? Please tell the folks your mission and all the things that are important to you.
Well, there's like 1 out of 2 children, and we started with the elementary kids because it's the stigma isn't quite as high there. And if you can get kids young, and 1 out of 2 kids lives at the poverty level, and that means the families as well, and they're all struggling. And if you can get those kids early and develop a sense of confidence, you want to. Their goal right now is to figure out who they are in the world, and if they can stay in school and get an education to figure out who they are, this is the future generation that's coming up. And if we can support them now, that's powerful. It gives confidence, it gives purpose. And we have the way we do it is we go into the schools, the schools identify, which is great because we don't know. If we just set up shop, we wouldn't know.
Right.
So they identify their kids, talk to the parents, get their okays, we get sizes. And when we meet them, we provide a shopping experience. We lay out 3 pairs of pants, 3 tops. We have 2 pairs of tennis shoes, and they get to choose their new outfits. And they also have socks and underwear and a hygiene kit. Sometimes a hygiene kit is as important to these kids. Anyway, they get to choose. And so we have a privacy tent. And the reason we have them try on the clothes is because if it's just given to them, it might not fit. And you're not going to feel good. I mean, we all feel good when we have a new set of clothes. And we've had experience where kids would be in the tents and they would be struggling to get the buckle, and they're going to go home and they're going to have new clothes, but they won't feel good. And it's how you feel that you show up in the world with more confidence. And it's just, we have 20 minutes with these kids and we talk to them, we chat with them, we find out a little bit about themselves. But the true magic is when they actually come out, we have a full-length mirror and they look at themselves in the mirror. And that's when it happens. And if you have a new pair of tennis shoes, they're running around, they're jumping higher, they're so excited, and they're hugging. And we see siblings. If there's siblings in the school, and we've seen up to 4 siblings, we have them all together. It's generally a one-on-one, and it still is one-on-one with a volunteer. But when you've got families together, they're excited for each other. And that's something that they will carry with them.
What happens in this space that you determine your core values and what you're going to work from, the things that drive everything else?
Mm-hmm.
And it would speak to importance. You talk about the dignity part of it. I can speak to that in those days of, I was one of 8 kids. There was not money in the house. I was a hand-me-down kid, and there was 6 years between me and my older brother. So
yeah,
that moment you talk about, why should folks listening circle that? Because that's the thing that drives all of this, is the moment where a young child feels like they belong, like they matter.
So many of these kids are living in this situation through no fault of their own. And so we or a lot of us, have never actually experienced how that feels. And so if you can get to somebody and talk to them, I mean, several of our kids, we have lots of different, we've got thank you notes, we've got all kinds of things from teachers, and we don't talk to the parents. We don't see them much because we don't have it. It's privacy.
Yeah.
But what we hear is they're so excited and they feel heard. They feel like they're important. And that sticks with you. I have one example where a teacher reported to a whole staff meeting because I was in talking to them to let them know about the program. And she stood up and said, we had this award ceremony 3 months ago, and I was sitting with this child just 2 days ago, and we were looking through pictures, and she noticed, she saw a picture of herself, and she's like, look, that's me. And she's like, the teacher said, yeah, that's when you got your award. And she's like, no, that's my new outfit. And I think I've talked to several people, and I don't know if you have a particular case where they grew up in similar circumstances and they were able to get a brand new outfit, and still to this day in their 60s, 70s, they still remember that. And when you can remember something like that, that carries with you. And that feeling is something that you want to continue to create. And so if you can do that in small children and get some confidence there, then they grow from that. I mean, that's our hope.
Kelly Lauer from Bidding Futures, and she has an event September 11th.
Yes, tomorrow.
Actually, tomorrow. Please give the folks details. One, on the event, but two, how to participate if they can't make the event and find their way to it.
Yeah, we have very few seats left, so any donations would be so welcome. But so what we do, and we're at the Lincoln Country Club, or the Country Club of Lincoln, I should say now. And I actually am very proud of this because we outgrew the apothecary, and that was a great space for us. We have our guest speaker is Ava Thomas, and she is the president and publisher of the Lincoln Journal-Star. And she and I met through Hundreds of Women, and we just got to start talking, and she has a very similar experience to yours. And she got behind us. And actually, I'll talk about her a little bit with Fitting Features. She was very instrumental in helping us change our name. But so we've got your own Bill Bush is going to be our master of ceremonies. And between them, they've got experience. I had them come out to our space to see what we actually did so they could speak to that. But what we're doing is different. We're not going to have a live auction. We're not going to have a silent auction. We want to show our donors, our friends, our family, our people that are behind us, what that experience feels. So we've got boards that we've made of all the schools. Like, for instance, Belmont was our first school. We saw 165 that first year, but at this point, with the longevity, we've been there. This is going on our 7th year. We've seen over 800 kids, which is 1,600 outfits just at that one school. And so we want to show all the boards and a little bit about each of the board, or the stats, and when we joined them. And actually, when you put it all together, we've actually given out over 5,500 Bundle of Joy packages over the course of our 7 years, or starting our 7 years. And that means we've given out over 10,000 outfits in this time. But what we're adding is we have friends and families, kids, and all different ages. And they've come to our space. They've tried on clothes, had the same experience that the kids that we see. And they're going to do a little runway show, and they're going to come out of a tent. We're going to have mirrors that they go to. And I've warned Bill that, when you have kids and dogs, you can't script anything like that. So we'll see. It'll be 10 minutes of, I hope, pure fun, but whatever it is, it'll be perfect because it's kids.
Yeah.
And the excitement. And so we're going to do that. And then we're just going to raise money.
it happens often when somebody's talking from their heart, and joy shows up, and you're so proud of what you do, and it just resonates with me. And I don't want to hog the conversation, so Nick, I need to bring you into this.
That's fine. I wanted to ask you, talk about the community of Lincoln, because you mentioned, at the start of it all, why not Lincoln? And so what makes Lincoln a good vehicle, a good fit for a program like Fitting Futures and for what you guys are doing?
Well, you guys live here. You know what Lincoln's like. You Give to Lincoln Day. I mean, it surpasses everything. And I am very new. I didn't, because of the way my journey ended up, I didn't know I'd be executive director. And by the way, that's a different set of, things that I've never had to do before. But, you do what you have to do. And I've met so many people and so many giving people in so many different walks of life. And Lincoln has the biggest heart. And so to be part of that is just amazing. But for our experience, we have over 120 plus volunteers that now work for us. And I say work lightly, because if you're doing something that you love, it's not work. And we've got several, I want to say at this point, we have maybe 8 retired principals. We have administrators. I'm very proud of one woman in particular. It turns out I knew her way back. But when she retired, her name is Cindy Schwaniger. When she retired, she called me up and said, "You painted for me 25 years ago. And by the way, I'm retiring. I love what you're doing. And do you think you could use me?" And her, I was like, "Sure. I mean, I'll take volunteers." And I said, what are you retiring from? And she said, "Well, I was the director in charge of all 40 elementary school principals." I mean, I had no words. I was like, "Yeah, I think we can find a place." And so we were already in 7 schools, but with her 30-year plus experience, the trust went way over.
I would imagine that there's a unique perspective for the educators that are involved with your organization, because they saw it firsthand every single day.
I'm speaking to the choir here. Yeah. And so everybody's behind it. We have nanas, I'll say. We have, lots of grandma, lots of people that are nurses now. It's the caring part of it. But you know what? We have so many delivery truck drivers now, and a lot of them are recruited by their wives who are volunteers for us and say, "Yeah, you need to get out of the house and you'll love this." And they love it. I think we have 12, maybe even 15. It seems to grow. I'm like, wow, because we need people to take the clothes to the school. Yeah. And so going back to the whole community of Lincoln, I broached this with you, Derek, when I was talking to you at first. What surprises me more than anything is we want to help kids. I love kids. So many people love kids. It's hard to say no to kids. But I did not know the level of just pure joy that I would get, or any of the people that are helping these kids in whatever way that works out. It's just, I have one very dear friend who goes into the schools on a Monday morning, and she says, "That's just the best way to start my week." And when you can start that way and see the joy in the kids, I mean, it's contagious. And I don't know, it's an honor. There is no one person that could do this. It truly is a labor of love, and there's just so many people that show up. You guys are showing up for us right now.
So, but before we get you out of here, once again, Kelly Lauer of Fitting Futures is our guest here. They have an event tomorrow night at the Country Club of Lincoln. Fittingfutures.org. Is that where folks need to go to get the few tickets that are left if they're interested in potentially volunteering as well? Where do they need to go? What information do they need to know?
Yes. So we just changed to Fitting Futures, and one of the reasons we changed was because White Cane Foundation didn't really truly say it. People thought it was about the blind. So we wanted to change it. We're fitting the futures of our children that we serve. So yes, go to fittingfutures.org, and you can ask any questions. You can donate, and all donations are welcome because we have the resources to stretch the money farther. And fittingfutures.org.
Fittingfutures.org. That's the place to go.
Is there a magic number that per outfit or per child? Is there some range that you're trying to get to per kid?
Yeah, well, just the clothes alone is about $50.
Okay.
Which you can go out and buy a pair of tennis shoes for twice that.
Right.
And
But the hygiene,
and that includes the hygiene. So
here's what I would suggest for our folks, because I know how they process.
Okay.
If you go to the website, at the very top of the website, there is an orange button that says donate. And I think it would be a really fitting idea just to go to the top of that, click donate, take care of a young person. That's all I'm asking for the folks who are listening. We know how much you spend at beer at Memorial Stadium. We've been talking about it. We know how much parking is. We know how much you spend on the tailgate. We'll ask that maybe one trip through the beer line gets put aside for the joy that you're going to provide for a kid in need. And I think it's just that important. So Kelly, thank you for allowing us to share this with folks. And we certainly would be donating, but we're certainly looking forward to the report on how this goes.
Well, I definitely, actually, one of the levels could be the supporters that we get from 93.7. We could announce that night, but I will certainly let you know. So thank you to both of you. And Derek, it's been a pleasure.
It is indeed.
You and Rebecca are awesome.
We will do our thing, and doing our part is why we're here. Nick, get us out of here.
Once again, that's fittingfutures.org. Make sure you go there, donate today. And if you're interested in potentially volunteering as well, make sure you ask those questions and get that information. Fittingfutures.org. Kelly Lauer, our special guest here on a Wednesday. We'll step aside, come back to the drive in just a second.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
$93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mainly sunny skies with light winds. Afternoon high around 83. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and light winds, below around 64. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies, be breezy, an afternoon high near 86. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
M Suits Clothiers, Lincoln's favorite men's store. Family owned and operated, located 1 block south of 56th and Pine Lake Road. Go bold this summer and fall with endless possibilities. Stop in now for the best selection on sweaters, outerwear, suits, sport coats, dress pants, and dress shirts. M Suits Clothiers, your menswear store. Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com. MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
When your home fills up with family, Allo Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Allo Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Allo at 866-481-2556 or visit allofiber.com.
Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. It is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert alongside DP Derek Pearson for the first hour of the show. Now, DP, you were telling me during the break about the rabbit hole that you and Harrison went down last night in late night in Lincoln with DP from 10 to midnight every night here on The Ticket. Okay, so walk me through, what was this rabbit hole you guys went down?
Oh, we went all the way down the rabbit hole. Started with Houston Christian, of course, formerly known as Houston Baptist. And then you try to get through, and then Harrison asked a question about quarterbacks, and we ended up looking at making fun of the Cleveland Browns and their terrible history of quarterbacks.
Yeah,
right.
Not hard to do,
right?
Don't
But
have
you
to
go
look
through
far.
the full range of quarterbacks, and then we ended up just rattling off the list of Cleveland Brown quarterbacks. Because you want to know who was the best of all time. I said it's Otto Graham, the very first one, and then it downhill and never
the first one, and
the
then
very
it's
first
the
one,
rest.
and then right down all the way down the rabbit hole. But if you go all the way through, it ties to Nebraska this week, because if you go all the way through the Cleveland Browns starting quarterbacks, their very last starting quarterback before week 1 with Joe Flacco. Do you know who their last starting quarterback was?
Well, so, okay, I don't know if it was in this order. Would it have been? It wouldn't have been Jacoby Brissett?
Zappy.
Bailey Zappi.
Do you know where he is an alumni of?
I don't.
Houston
Christian. Yikes.
Houston Christian.
Who would have thought the connection would be made?
Houston Christian. Oh, we went the full range and went all the way around, and it became hilarious because you just go, okay, Zappy was there. But then, do you know who their most famous alumni is?
I don't. You said you were going to shock me. So
okay. Colin Montgomery.
Okay.
Who, 5 second finishes in majors.
Yeah, the
Colin
golfer.
Montgomery was the first. He's their great. They also have a Super Bowl champion on the Philadelphia Eagles.
Plays currently?
Currently reigning defending Super Bowl champion from Houston Christian.
Okay, who's that?
Plays linebacker for the Philadelphia Eagles. Nick, I'm
looking it up, so that's why I was looking up at all the players from Houston Christian.
Oh, there's
in the
only
NFL.
3.
There's only three. There's
You're
only
not going to
3.
look long.
Bailey Zappi's one.
Yeah, you're not going to look. You're not going to look long.
Caleb Johnson, who retired last year after 4 years in the league. And then Jalix Hunt,
who is a linebacker for the Philadelphia
That's right.
Eagles. For the Philadelphia Eagles. And so we
played in 17 games.
Right. Like this is
a dude.
Southland Conference Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year. Like it's just you go through, and so then we wanted to pay proper respects to Akron, right? Because we'd missed them the previous week since they played Nebraska, and then you found out that the Akron mascot was of course they're Akron Zips, but they were formerly the Zippers.
Yep.
They were actually the Akron Zippers, which would have changed the entire conversation last week. Like the Akron Zippers are coming to Lincoln, Nebraska. Okay, fine. But then it says that Zippy, their mascot, is one of 8 female college sports mascots. All the way down the rabbit hole. Because Nick Sainert, I did not know. I had no idea. This was the description of this mascot. There are only 2 live mascots on the female side on this list. One of them says she can reach the speed of 25 miles an hour and has been known to knock over her handlers on more than one occasion.
Wait a minute. That sounds familiar.
That sounds familiar because I didn't know that Ralphie was a girl.
That's right.
I had no idea that Ralphie the Buffalo was a girl. I had no idea, and I am in tears. Harrison and I are screaming. Then, Nick Sainert, we go down there. I don't know if it's better than, but listen. Here's the description. That this other female mascot appeared in the 1990s, and her name is derived from the popular Calling of the Hogs chant, Suey Pig, Arkansas's mascot. And the name is Sue E. Pig.
The letter E.
Sue, S-U-E, capital E period, Pig.
So I'm looking this up right now. I'm recognizing, I read, there is a child-sized mascot named Pork Chop.
Bruh. when you talk about going all the way down the rabbit hole,
Yeah.
to find out that there's a mascot from South Alabama, and said a newcomer, this jaguar has been described as prissy, flirty, feminine feline that is a cool cat. And the South Alabama mascot, the jaguar, is named Miss Paula.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Paula. Miss Paula. And I went down. I was done.
Who gets the power to name mascots?
I don't know who these groups are. I didn't know that the UCLA Bruin was a woman. Josephine Bruin. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, New Mexico, Lobo Lucy.
Yeah, Lobo Lucy.
Did you know the Baylor mascot, the bear? Marigold. Marigold is bruh.
That's what I'm saying. What kind of names are we having out here? Like, they wrote about the Buffalo, about Ralphie. They said that they chose a woman, the Ralphie, because female bison are known for being more docile and less aggressive than the males.
Yeah, but tell the handlers.
How less aggressive can you get when you're talking about buffalo?
Tell the handlers who get stomped a mud hole in on a regular basis by Ralphie.
Chubby Rhino on the text line says Ralphie was also born in Nebraska.
Yep.
She is technically a Husker.
Yeah, bruh. It is hilarious.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah. What, like, I recall a song by a famous Arkansan about a boy named Sue. No, but this one, they literally, their description of Sue is
So DP, let me ask you this: Nebraska centric. Would you change anything with the current mascots? Nebraska started to go full into Herbie.
When I say we went all the way down,
yeah.
Late nights are chaos.
Mm-hmm.
These late night 10 to midnight, it is chaos and it is messy and all over the place. So if you ask, because I asked, is there a female friend?
Yeah.
For Herbie? Like, a lot of these mascots are the counter to, like, Alberta Gator is Albert the Gator's significant other.
What would the name be?
Well, that's the problem, because we went down the whole rabbit hole and there is no feminine version of Herbie or Herbert.
Like, you can't do Herbina.
Well, that's what they suggested. So if you don't, if you go into AI chat, it suggests that you could call her Herbina, which no.
I hate that every time I say that.
And the alternative, like Matilda, it was not good. And we howled because then it was like, but wait, there's more. Because if you go into AI chat and ask if Herbie has a wife, it brings up.
No, not Lil Red.
It brings up.
No, not my man Lil Red. Dude, people come after Lil Red. Like Thomas and Lincoln, we're not sacrificing Lil Red. We're not doing this.
Nick, it went into full description of the relationship between Herbie and Lil
There's no
Red.
reason for that.
Oh, Nick, AI chat was.
I'm sure
it went off, and it even went to Nebraska's official description of the relationship between Herbie. I'll let the listeners go find it. But the relationship between Herbie and Lil Red, and Harrison just went, talk about head first into the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Because he was like, do we need to check? It was, there is no feminine name for Herbie.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, he went in a tirade over, the difference between blonde Herbie and brunette Herbie.
Well, yeah, but we have firmly dove in as an athletic department with apparel, with merch,
But
Herbie.
why does Herbie not have a wife or a girlfriend?
Because is 3 mascots too many?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, I think you need
talk to Pork Chop and Suey Pig down in Arkansas.
Listen, all of them. Henrietta is not the not the feminine for Herbie.
Scaper says because he's a mascot, now he's not a human.
Well,
hey, don't tell that to everybody else.
Scalper, they're going to come get you, man. They will come get you. Right? I
don't mind Miss Scarlet. That'd be acceptable.
Is that like Miss Paula?
Hey, Miss Paula.
Miss Paula. There is a Miss. I think there is a Miss Scarlet. Already. Yep. Arkansas State. When they changed their name, their mascot name to Red, they are now the Red Wolves, which led to the creation of Scarlet, who is now paired with Howl. They are, in one fan's point of view, the cutest mascot in all of the universe. So there is a Miss Scarlet in Arkansas State.
Well, there you go. That is information. You said you were going to blow my mind, and you sure did there, DP.
All the way down, man. Yeah, Cam and Valparaiso. I'm just he went.
Did he go GPT?
He got the chat GPT.
Those things can be. You want to speak about rabbit holes? One little detail that AI sends your way, you can go kind of branch off of that and ask another question. And the follow, it's never the initial question. It's always the follow-up questions.
As this says, and Nick, I'll let you read that because the chat GPT, the second paragraph, the way it ends. Can you see that?
I can.
That, sir.
Nebraska does have another mascot, but that's more of a companion than a family relationship. I don't know, man. This is where AI can get real dangerous. Before we get to break, speaking of mascots,
is that like are you AD's companion?
Not in that sense. Listen, I love AD. We might have to get AD's thoughts on this in the 10 o'clock segment.
Are you AD's little red?
Certainly not. Certainly not. I was hoping we wouldn't go there, DP, but you went there. Before we get to break, are you planning a trip to Memorial Stadium for a Husker game? Football games can be fun for the whole family, but sometimes younger children can't sit through the whole game. So what should we do? The Lincoln Children's Museum offers game day play dates. While the parents enjoy the game inside the stadium, their kids get their own game day experience from our friends at the Lincoln Children's Museum. Drop-off is 90 minutes before the game. You pick up your child up to 60 minutes after the game ends. And while you're cheering on the Huskers, the children can enjoy fun activities, including science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. Who knows, maybe mascots, all centered around football and getting active. It's affordable, convenient, and just steps away from Memorial Stadium. But you must register online a day in advance. So don't wait till Friday. Don't wait till Saturday morning and go, well, why can't I drop my kid off for the Houston Christian matchup? Register today or this week, LincolnChildren'sMuseum.org.
Little Nick.
The fact that you called me,
Nick.
the fact that you called me, compared me to Little Red,
his companion.
that hurts.
His companion.
Let's wrap up the 9 o'clock hour when we come back.
Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
Anybody know a good electrician to call? Here's a suggestion. Just call Bryant. The Lincoln Company you've trusted for over 70 years with air conditioning, heating, and plumbing is also the company to call for an experienced, licensed electrician to change a light fixture, install a fan, upgrade your electrical panel, or solve any electrical problem. Call 467-1111 for a free estimate or schedule an appointment. Also schedule online at BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. Whatever it takes.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL Weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mainly sunny skies with light winds. Afternoon high around 83. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and light winds, below around 64. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies, be breezy with an afternoon high near 86. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sartor Heyman Jewelers is celebrating 120 years as Lincoln's top choice for fine jewelry. Join us for our anniversary sale going on now through September 14th. Enjoy an exclusive 20 to 75% savings on dazzling diamond jewelry, exquisite rings, and luxury watches. This once-a-year event is our way of saying thank you to a community that has supported us over a century. Come enjoy our lowest prices of the year and celebrate this milestone with us now through September 14th at Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
Did you know that deer collisions are covered under the comprehensive portion of your car insurance? That means, like with hail damage or vandalism, since they are out of your control, they don't usually raise your insurance rates. And that's a good thing, since most deer don't carry liability insurance. At Eustace Body Shop, we fixed all kinds of animal collision damage, from cows to raccoons, bobcats, and even turkeys. We can't do much for the animal, but we can get your car back on all fours and looking like new again.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com. Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today. A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
When your home fills up with family, Allo Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Allo Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Allo at 866-481-2556 or visit allofiber.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK 4K Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, where your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Appreciate DP for sitting in again today, as AD will join us in the next segment from Norfolk, Nebraska. And then AD will be on the show the entire time on Thursday as DP makes his way down to San Antonio for UFC action. All right, DP, I want to get your thoughts real quick on Jake Moody, the former Michigan kicker, was with the San Francisco 49ers. And something that I brought up to you earlier in the week, talking about the pressure and the job of being a specialist in the NFL, to where the margin for error is so slim. Jake Moody goes 1 for 3 over the weekend, and he gets cut. Just a pressure cooker of a job.
Well, I mean, Nebraska fans can understand
certainly
because of special teams problems here in the past, and that my 49er friends, and I have an abundance of them. I don't know why that is.
Yeah, I was to say a bizarre team to have a group.
There's a bunch, but they spent all of last year tormenting themselves about the kicking game. And so this was a thing, and Husker fans were like, if the Husker long snapper had a bad snap and snapped one, 4-hopped it to the punter, Nebraska fans would feel some sort of way, like, oh, we've been here before. I thought we were done with this. He missed a shank. I mean, this was a chip shot. Then he had the second one blocked, and they literally almost tried to figure out a way to not send him back out there a third time. He punches through the third one. And it was kind of like, okay, that's your severance pay. Good luck with it. So, yeah, he had changed his stroke. He had changed his strides. He went from a 3-step approach to 2-step, shortened his stroke, all sorts of things. He would sacrifice some distance for accuracy, except for he missed.
Should have kept sacrificing. And because here's the story of the league is now the 49ers went out and signed former Panther Eddie Pinheiro, who's made 111 field goals in his time in his 5-year career. It's if one doesn't work, and I brought the comparison to Brett Maher, where Brett Maher struggled at the beginning of his career, gets signed by the Cowboys, and then eventually becomes one of the more popular kickers in the league because he becomes reliable. If somebody doesn't do the job, guess what? The organization will go find one of the 50 that are available that have done their job.
Yeah, it's an interesting pool and kickers tend to continually work. They're always crafting. They're always trying to curate a better game, and then be prepared. I mean, it's notoriously, if you kicker sitting on the couch after a full workout and the phone rings, hey,
ball will find you.
Hey, come bail us out.
Matt Prater's a perfect example.
Prater is perfect, right? And so that's a part of it, right? That you have to do the job. Ultimately, if you can't do the job, folks will find a replacement.
Yeah, find somebody else that will do it. DP, thank you for sitting in this week. It's been a pleasure. Once again, if you missed any of hour number 1, we were joined by Kelly Lauer of Fitting Futures. Make sure you visit them online, fittingfutures.org. Sponsor or help out with their event tomorrow night that they have at the Country Club of Lincoln, as well as learn more. Just once again, that website, fittingfutures.org. Make sure you check out the podcast page if you missed any of hour number 1. When we come back, hour number 2, AD and I break down Nebraska Houston Christian preview, as well as a little Thursday night football action. Dana Holgerson, John Butler spoke to the media on Tuesday. We'll dive into all of that with AD when we come back. Hour number 2 of The Drive, sponsored by our friends at Doors Plus, continues after this on 93.7 The Ticket. Big news, Nebraska. Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at lovbneb.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska insider today.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mainly sunny skies with light winds. An afternoon high around 83. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and light winds below around 64. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies. Be breezy with an afternoon high near 86. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Ready for all the benefits of soft water? High-quality water softeners installed with no arm-twisting contracts. Call 467-1111 Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mainly sunny skies with light winds. An afternoon high around 83. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and light winds below around 64. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies. Be breezy with an afternoon high near 86. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Starter Heyman Jewelers is celebrating 120 years as Lincoln's top choice for fine jewelry. Join us for our anniversary sale going on now through September 14th. Enjoy an exclusive 20 to 75% savings on dazzling diamond jewelry, exquisite rings, and luxury watches. This once-a-year event is our way of saying thank you to a community that has supported us over a century. Come enjoy our lowest prices of the year and celebrate this milestone with us now through September 14th at Starter Heyman Jewelers.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Hey, listeners. I'm Rudy Gress with your Thursday night football preview. And this week, it's a primetime showdown that you don't want to miss. The Green Bay Packers and the Washington Commanders square off this Thursday, September 11th at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Both teams are coming into this 1-0, with Green Bay handling business against Detroit 27-13. Jordan Love looked sharp, and Micah Parsons was already making noise in his Packers debut. Washington, on the other hand, answered this with a 21-6 win over the Giants, where Jaden Daniels and the Commanders' defense showed just how elite they truly can be this year. The big question this week, can Green Bay's offensive line hold up with two of their starters banged up against one of the most aggressive pass rushes in the league? And don't forget, Matt LaFleur has constantly outcoached Dan Quinn in their past matchups, finding ways to light up his defense more often than not, it seems. This is everything you want in a primetime game. You got young quarterbacks, superstar defenders, coaching chess moves, and early playoff implications. The Green Bay Packers, the Washington Commanders, and it's Thursday Night Football.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert.
Driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of B.J. Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostreiter. Watch out! Mafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good!
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. It is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. As we are continuing our countdown to kickoff, Nebraska and Houston Christian, 11 a.m. on Saturday. Fox Sports 1 is the network to know, so you can watch it on the television. Nick Sainert alongside from Norfolk, Nebraska, AD Aaron Davis. AD, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, man. How you doing, brother, man?
I'm doing swell. Can I for a personal note, can I say something here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have to shout out a personal shout out to Michael Hellman. I've talked about him on the show before, AD. He's the guy that played at Pius, played baseball at Pius, went and walked on at Hutchinson Community College down in Kansas, ended up after he was the National Junior College Player of the Year at Hutch. He earned a spot with Texas A&M, ultimately got drafted by the Twins in the 11th round out after his college career, and then was with the Twins for a while, then bounced around, and in some order was with Pittsburgh and then St. Louis as well with the Cardinals. Well, now he is with the Texas Rangers, and he's gotten the start in center field the last couple of nights. Michael Hellman has, and AD 2 nights ago he hit a grand slam for the Texas Rangers. He stepped up, bases juiced, and he hit a grand slam, the first grand slam of the season for the Texas Rangers this year. And then last night, he follows it up with going 1 of 2 at the plate, once again starting in center field, and hits another home run last night. And so 2 straight games with 2 home runs. Bruce Bochy, the Rangers manager, talked about him in the post game. And so I feel like it's important for us to shout out folks that are homegrown here. And despite not going to Nebraska, Michael Hellman making his waves with the Texas Rangers big league club right now down in Arlington.
Nick, that is, when you get a local person, especially guy or girl that finds their way, whether in sports or another space, to see them excel, man, you got to give them a shout out. And the way that because remember I was talking about him this summer, as well, when he got called on the Texas brought him up. You think about it, he did it the scenic route. You know what I'm saying? He didn't go the direct path. He bust, not saying all of them don't bust their tails at go direct, but man, he, JUCO to A&M to finally, the minors, and then finally the majors, and contributing in the majors. What a heck of a story, man. Shout out to Hellman, man.
Well, and it was unfortunate. I mean, so he was drafted back in 2018 is when he was drafted by the Minnesota Twins in the 11th round. But it was, you talk about a long journey, because he was just on the precipice with the Twins. I can't remember the specific year, might have been 2021, 2022, around then. And he was right on the precipice of being called up. Well, then the Twins signed Carlos Correa. And at that time, Michael was an infielder, was kind of a utility guy, could play anywhere, played a lot of infield. So they signed Carlos Correa through free agency. So that hindered some things. But then he was out with a season-ending injury as well that same season. So it kind of set him back a little bit in the minors and AAA ball, but then was able to kind of, once again, sometimes this is where the trade market and waivers and things like that, fresh starts are needed, can be a good thing for some of these guys. Played with, like I said, spent some time in the Pirates organization, spent some time in the Cardinals organization, but ultimately now with the Texas Rangers, and has 2 home runs, 7 RBI in the last 2 games, has 5 home runs on the year, and he was just called up a couple of weeks ago. So he's had himself a nice little start to his big league time down in Arlington.
I absolutely love that story, man. Like you said, a fresh start sometime as well. These guys and girls need to do it. So big shout out to him, man. Big shout out.
AD,
Also,
how are the speaking engagements going?
they're going good. I want to give a shout out to DP for these fresh Adidas he got me. You see those right there, man. They got the end tag on them. You know, and Nick, on my stories, you never click a like or a heart or nothing. I always show you love on yours, and great job, Nick. Nick's just scrolls, see mine's like, whatever, dude. You know, you never show me any love.
I see them. To be fair, I see them at like 5 a.m. in the morning, and I'm sitting there going, okay, I just don't have the energy right now to like it.
You don't have the energy to push the button and just push. You never like any of my stuff, and it's kind of offensive that you're my co-host and you do that. But that's a whole nother subject we'll discuss, Nick.
Let's go down that rabbit hole. Let's go. Tell
No,
me how you.
we're not gonna go. No. But you see where I was putting them on this morning, and DP had them looked up there. So DP, I appreciate the shout. I got a ton of compliments on these from the audience this morning, man. Kind of match the pullover along with the Nike. I mean the big N, not the Nike, the Adidas on the logo.
That's all government issued jumpsuits.
What's that?
It's a government issued jumpsuit.
Yeah.
At Alumni Hall, you can't get that there.
You can't get these. Come screw the view from the parking lot. The parking lot looks pretty good. I appreciate you, brother. Nick, I got 2 stories I want to share before we dive into Husker football, because I know we'll talk about the Huskers are obviously we're just 2 more sleeps away from that game as well. 2 personal stories. First one is scary as heck. Okay. I'm speaking for New Core Steel. Okay. And I'm going to go, they're actually going to be on a tour, one of their facilities after we're done, where they make these huge steel things. So I'm going to put on a hard hat and everything. Yeah. I am so pumped to look at this, dude, because I love stuff like this. Nick, I don't know about you, man. Text line, let me know if you had Tonka trucks growing up. I'm talking about them plastic ones. I'm talking about those Tonka trucks where you could ghost ride it off your porch and it would do flips. And we had the little toe on the back, the dump on the back where you could put dirt and bricks.
Oh, yeah.
I love trucks and stuff like that. I can't work them. So I'm pumped to go in this facility and see how they love them. Yeah, I'm going to take a lot of pictures for you, man. So I'm pumped to do that. But anyway, Nick, I'm finishing up my second talk yesterday. Okay. Yeah. A couple hundred people in this room. It's my second one. I'm literally saying thank you for your time today, literally. And as I'm looking to my left, Nick, there's a dude that's sitting in his chair, bam, passes out.
Oh, no.
Dude, it was loud too. And I literally, we stopped. And I'm like, and he's laying there, Nick, and his eyes were in the back of his head and his hands. We thought he was having a stroke.
Yeah.
Okay? And I'm speaking about the attitude of safety. So I use a lot of different demonstration football. Regardless, I'm thinking like, okay, I'm like, I said, hey, where's your personnel, your safety personnel? They're not paramedics, but their medical team that was there, that are on the medical team that are trained. They hopped over there. They got over him. He eventually started about 45 seconds. His eyes kind of came back. He started looking around. Dude, his skin tone had changed so pale and so clammy within seconds. It was scary as heck, dude. Literally.
That's terrifying.
Yes. So someone called 911. Big shout out to the first responders. And the hospital, if you're familiar with Norfolk, you know that hospital is not too far from Divots, where I was going to stay at, Nick. So it's on the west part of town, northwest part of town. And they were there less than 3 minutes. And he got up, I'm not going to mention his name, but they set him up slowly, first of all, very slowly. He knew his name. He goes, I don't know what happened. But his skin was still very discolored. Just sweaty, and he came to and things of that nature. And one of the guys goes, man, Eddie, that was one hell of a speech. You really leave him in the aisles. I was like, shut up, man.
You're just knocking people over with that conversation.
Dude, it was such a blessing. It was okay. But Nick, I've had electricity go off when I was speaking. I had a parade walk by me one time in a small town I was speaking in. I had never had somebody pass out like that and just their eyes go in the back of there. So it was a scary deal. So big shout out to the first responders that were there and the people they have with Nucor that were on like I said, were on it right away, making sure their teammate and their colleague was fine. So that was the scary situation from yesterday.
That is terrifying. Have you ever had in your countless number of engagements that you've had, have you ever had somebody fall asleep? Like, because we're both big energy guys. Like and you have more energy than anybody I've ever met, right? Doug the dog. I mean, so like,
I love you. I miss you.
100%.
Green doesn't do me justice, Nick, because I miss you.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so I mean, have you ever? Because here's the other thing: is like I'll admit this one. Just a couple of weeks ago, after the Husker football game, I did an engagement where they said it. Hey, just a heads up, like we have some older people in here. Sometimes they fall asleep, not because you're boring, but because that's just what they do. They just sit there and they get relaxed and everything. Well, I'm like sitting up there talking about the Nebraska-Cincinnati game. Like I'm having this great talk with them, and I'm as energetic as you can get. And I look out and like way in the back, we got Joe Schmo just dozing off. So I thought of that moment. I'm glad we brought this up because I've been thinking about a way naturally, organically to talk to you about this. What do you do to combat that?
Nothing. Nothing.
I promise I wasn't boring.
Nothing. You know what, Nick? This is kind of the I'm going to say this is the reverse off the passage in scripture that he'll leave the one to save the 99, leave the 99 to save the one. No, focus on the 99. Don't worry about the one.
I've seen those videos of. I mean, this is like the very niche audience here, where they carry around an air horn, and it's just like the teachers when they catch students sleeping. I used to have a professor in college that would go around and he had a megaphone, and it was so it was one of the electives I had to take. It was called Intro to Theater. Okay, I probably couldn't tell you a lot about it. But it was like this class had like Luke McCaffrey, and it was like there was a ton of just like football players. Like it was just an easy elective that you had to take. And so we're in these giant classrooms of 200, 300 people in it. And the best part is if the professor caught somebody sleeping, he wouldn't say anything. He would grab a megaphone underneath his desk. He would go right up. He would make his way through the aisles, and he would go right up, and he'd just keep on talking, keep his lecture going, and then all of a sudden, right in the ear of the person sleeping, he would megaphone, and it would go right into the person's ear, and they would be so embarrassed the rest of class, and he wouldn't get. There was no like trouble. You didn't get. I mean, you're in college. There's no points taken off. Like nothing like that. He just made it known that hey, he saw you sleeping in his class.
Oh, so he went with the old megaphone thing.
yeah, it was hilarious, and nobody knew the first time it happened on like the third day of school or the third day of class. But nobody knew what was going on because he just grabs this giant megaphone underneath his desk, walks like the fifth aisle, and I can see it. He was like 2 chairs in and just starts blaring into this guy's ear as he's sleeping.
You know what, Nick? It was like I said. I know that, and one thing that I always say when I come in the audience, I tell them I'm not a motivational speaker. I don't know you to motivate you, because everybody in that audience comes in with their own hell they may be dealing with that morning. So for me to somebody to get you all fired up, first of all, I don't know you. It's almost an insult to say that. I just start off and I keep going with a lot of energy throughout, and who listens, who doesn't. When I first started, Nick, it would bother me if someone wasn't paying attention. I would let it eat me up. And my dad, in all his wisdom, thank God, he would always say, he goes, the ones that are supposed to hear it will hear it. He goes, focus on the ones that are focusing. Focus on the ones that are focusing. Because in the audience, people, and quite honestly, Nick, some of those people are going through things to where they're just trying to make it to the next moment.
100%.
Doing something. And then I've spoken for a lot of older audience, your elderly audience too. I'm constantly walking around the audience. You see me speak, Nick, and so I'm trying to keep them engaged. And because if you don't, man, everybody gonna sleep.
Maybe I'm like shouting from the rooftops up here in this little room, and I'm like, oh, he's Jerry's still sleeping in the back.
Yep. You gotta work the room.
I say something, and it's like he like perks up. I'm like, oh, maybe he was just maybe maybe he heard everything. He's just resting his eyes. Eric on the text line. The text line says the disrespect that Nick shows AD on a daily basis is insane. What disrespect? I'm asking advice. This is absurd. You know, one of these days, Eric is going to try to text into the show, and it's going to say, you can no longer send messages to the
E-Money don't play, man.
One of these days, Eric. Don't know. That's a privilege.
Here's what I'm going to tell you before we dive into Husker ball. This was good news that the young man is okay. So I got confirmation last night. They called me and let me know again this morning he was okay. Now, Keenan, to get his PGA certification, my son Keenan, remember I told you,
yes,
he had to go shoot. He had to have a combined score of 155 over 2 rounds. Yeah, 150.
Okay, hold on. What are we at? You know, average?
You guys 77 or under, better, 2 rounds straight.
Okay,
bro, going into his second round, he had to par the last 8 holes. He parred the last 8 holes.
Man,
we went like on hole 10. I think he birdied 10 and birdied 11. Birdied 9, I believe it was. Birdied 8, 9. And then 10 through 18, he had to par every hole. He shot 75.
Oh, that's disgusting.
It was ridiculous, man. So we've been talking about it, praying about it, because that's all. He goes, there are people sometimes that go a number of times before they get their certifications. They don't hit the scores, you know.
Yeah.
And because he shot, I think he said, he shot an 80 on his first round. He was livid.
Yeah.
He was livid. Yeah, he was. I was like, I'm buying cocktails for everybody.
I didn't hit a hole in one, but this is the same.
He was livid. So, in order and for your certification, you have to shoot 155 or under. Okay, it's got to be a buck over 2 rounds, 155. He literally had to par the last 8 holes. He goes, Dad, because we did some talking yesterday morning, early the night before, did some prayer, and I said, hey man, I said, here's the thing, you don't play in fear. You don't play in fear. I said, you say that to yourself over and over again. I said, you've prepared. You've spent hours and hours at the driving range, the golf course. Shoot, he shot, 71, 72, 73. I said, it'd be different if you're saying, Dad, can you say a prayer for me, but you ain't hit a golf ball in 2 months. No, it don't work that way. I said, because you prepared, there's no fear. You don't play in fear. He goes, Dad, that last 8 holes, he goes, I literally just went into a zone. He goes, I just went 8 straight pars. So I don't have 8 pars in 3 rounds sometimes combined.
If I get 5, I'm like, all right, I can still finish under 90. Yeah, I got yeah, man, this is great.
Yeah, so I give him a lot of credit on that, man. And the thing about it, the reason why I was so mad, he goes, Dad, I've shot low 70s.
Well, yeah,
at way harder courses because they're at Mahoney. I mean, so it's not. I mean, it's not like. I mean, but he's playing from the tips too. So it's not like he's playing. We're playing up in the amateurs. Playing from the tips, regardless of where you play at, is a different golf course, But he went out there and had straight 8 pars. He goes, I just went into a zone and said, I don't play in fear. I don't play in fear. So big shout out to my son Keno, man.
That's incredible.
I know we'll talk on the other side of this, man. We got a lot of sound bites that we had. I know it's the OC days on Tuesdays. So it would have been Butler, of course, and Hoagie, of course. Were there anything, before we go to break, was there anything that stood out to you? Because I looked online, did some reading. Anything that stood out to you prominent by either one of our OCs either one of our coordinators yesterday?
For defensive coordinator, the conversation around Cade Petchak is very interesting, and it's escalated in the last couple of days, obviously, with his performance on Saturday against Houston Christian. I think that there's also something to be said about with these 2 games coming up here, with Akron and then obviously Houston Christian as well. I think we're going to be able to see maybe some maturation and some development from guys like Cade Petchak, and as well as some of the more the guys that we're more accustomed to seeing time and time again. Sure. But I think also the maturation of some of the younger guys, right? Like, do we get to see the growth of TJ Lateef from one game to another game, or even a Makai Nelson, where these guys, AD, I know we preach this nameless, faceless opponent, but also at the end of the day, if you can get into a rhythm a couple of weeks in a row to where you're playing Akron and then Houston Christian for a guy like Makai Nelson or Isaiah Mosey, then it's this, okay, I have the internal confidence to be able to, I trust in myself no matter who I'm playing against. But maybe sometimes it does take an inferior opponent for you to just get into a rhythm to a certain extent, though.
Mm-hmm. It's like I said, Saturday is going to be interesting for a lot of reasons to see if that was a one-off. Nebraska, or is that who they are when it comes to teams they're superior to? Now, obviously, in my humble opinion, what they did against the first, I'm not against much of Cincinnati, because you've seen what Cincinnati took care of their business on Saturday as well. And they're going to really get a real test this weekend, but that's neither here right now. When Nebraska is done against, obviously, a very underwhelmed team in Akron, Houston Christian should be the same way. I'll be interested to see, was that just a one-off, or will they resort back to the person who we thought they were back in the day compared to who they're trying to be right now? So if they can shake that old mentality from last year, I think, now obviously this team is overmatched dramatically with Houston Christian, but I'll see if Nebraska get out of their own way mentally and, again, do what they're supposed to do to inferior teams. So when we come back, we definitely want to dive into more of that, Nick.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I think that there's some areas for real growth and real progress this Saturday that we can see. Once again, goes back to the execution of it. Let's dive in to the coordinators, Dana Holgorsen, John Butler, their sound bites. AD Nick Sainer. We'll be right back on The Drive.
Sartor Heyman Jewelers is celebrating 120 years as Lincoln's top choice for fine jewelry. Join us for our anniversary sale going on now through September 14th. Enjoy an exclusive 20 to 75% savings on dazzling diamond jewelry, exquisite rings, and luxury watches. This once-a-year event is our way of saying thank you to a community that has supported us over a century. Come enjoy our lowest prices of the year and celebrate this milestone with us now through September 14th at Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Ready for all the benefits of soft water? High-quality water softeners installed with no arm-twisting contracts. Call 467-1111 Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket
every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
When the clock strikes 0 after every Nebraska football game, there's only one place to go for instant coverage. Tune in for the Husker After Party Postgame Show on 93.7 The Ticket for each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685 and hear quotes from the players and coaches too. It's the Husker After Party Postgame Show, sponsored by Anderson Ford and Vinny Krikak of State Farm Insurance.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Football game days are fun for the whole family, but not every child is ready for 4 quarters in the stadium. That's why the Lincoln Children's Museum offers game day play dates for kids ages 5 to 12. While you enjoy the game, your kids enjoy their own adventure at the museum, conveniently located just steps from the stadium. Registration required. And the fun isn't just on game days. The museum is open 6 days a week with 3 floors of hands-on play and activities. Out-of-town families, make the most of your weekend in Lincoln. Visit lincolnchildrensmuseum.org. 93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainer, Aaron Davis out in Norfolk, Nebraska. He'll be joining the show remotely tomorrow, but then back in studio on Friday ahead of Nebraska versus Houston. Christian, appreciate AD making himself available. Thanks to DP as well for filling in first hour of the show this week. AD, let's dive in right into it with Dana Holgorsen and John Butler action. Let's go first with the offensive side of the ball, talking about ball security for Nebraska. And this has been a spot to where Nebraska in years past, Matt Rule kind of mentioned it and referred to it on Monday in his conversation, where back in 2023, Nebraska was negative 17 in the turnover margin, which is unfathomable, if you will. In 2024, Nebraska was -2, so they made improvement, but not anywhere to where they want to be. And then obviously here in 2025, Nebraska has yet, if I'm not mistaken, has one turnover because Emmett Johnson fumbled the ball at the goal line last Saturday against Akron. But for the most part, it's been relatively clean. You have a quarterback that has no interceptions. Knock on wood, that continues this weekend. But for the most part, the ball security has been there. Here's what Dana Holgorsen had to say about that yesterday.
It's just good. You see so many times if guys crossing the goal line, they relax, and like TJ kind of relaxed a little bit. Okay. He was the one that didn't do this. It was the first time that he crossed the goal line and he got smoked. It wasn't a dirty hit. As soon as he crossed the line, it was a bang, bang play. That's why you got to do this. Okay. And Coach talks about that all the time. It's just something we've ingrained in their head from a ball security perspective. We work it every day, and it's good to see something little like that show up on Saturday.
AD, I remember, and maybe you have stories of this since you experienced it firsthand. I remember back in 2023 when Anthony Grant was walking around campus and he had a football in his hands the entire time, and he talked about how he's like, I'm carrying the football around so that way. And then I would pass him in like Love Library, and I'd be like, wait a minute, he's actually carrying a football around the entire team. And then he'd fumble on Saturday. I'm like, well, you got to figure out a new way to carry the football. No, in all seriousness, though, is that? I mean, this is something that is incredibly important as you continue to play these incredibly physical, strong, tough, really solid tackling teams as well.
You know, Nick, ball security. Just want to talk about that, correct?
Yeah.
I look at the drills that Coach Solich and those guys would do over and over. And the reality is this, they left no room for error when it came to fumbles. Not that you were not going to get back in the game again. They give you a quick breather. And I was glad to see the way that Holgorsen and Rule handled it with Emmett Johnson on Saturday night. It's like, okay, they took him out for, what was it, a series or was it two? Was it a series or so? And Mekhi Nelson came in?
Yeah, it was a couple. Yeah, it was. So they took him out immediately the next series, but
Right.
then then when they were in the goal line, inside the 5-yard line, they put him back in and said, all right, we're going to trust this guy to be able to handle it this time.
I thought that was crucial, Nick, to put him right back in that situation. It's like the old adage, you know, when you get bucked off the horse, you got to get back on that situation again to deal with it. And it's okay. And no, it's just two things. From a coaching standpoint, from an athlete standpoint, it shows them that my coaches still believe in me. So therefore, I got to believe in myself and trust my mechanics. I have to trust my my fundamentals and have confidence in myself. If they would have pulled him out and not coming back in, that could be detrimental for the rest of the year. They allowed him to get back in there. However, I will say this: if he coughs it up again in that same game, we're going to sit you down, buddy. We're going to sit you down because, Nick, what has been the bugaboo for Nebraska running backs off and on? And it's not calling out Grant. It's just a numbers thing. Regardless of whose name is behind X amount of fumbles, that's who that person is. I mean, our very own AG would have told you until he got that fixed. When Seattle let him go, when Holmgren was the coach there, you've got to get ball security and ball control. And so AG fixed that issue. Hence why today he's the Hall of Famer. And for Green Bay, one of the leading rush, they were leading rusher for there. But ball security, Nick, that is one of those. That's one of those absolutes, non-negotiables. You cannot turn over the ball, period. You've got to hold on to it. Now, remember, under the past regime, we would hear things like, well, this person can't turn over the ball. We'd see them turn over the ball, and they'd be back in the game. So I like the way what Holgorsen is saying. I like the way that Rule gave him that example because, Nick, that was against Akron, a team that you could have got your four-string running back or maybe somebody from the audience who played running back in Pop Warner that probably could have fared well. That's not going to happen in a conference, and we know that.
AD, it's fascinating. You look back at 2024, Nebraska as a team fumbled 17 times last season. They had 17 fumbles last year.
They didn't even hear that number.
They lost 7 of them, so they recovered 10 of them. Were able to keep possession 10 out of the 17 times, but lost 7 of them. Think about that in all these one-score close margin of matchups. 7 possessions, man. That's a lot. That's a lot. And so. When you look at it, there were teams last year. I mean, how about this? Rutgers was a team last year to where they fumbled 4 times. They lost 2 of them, had 4 fumbles the entire year. Indiana had 10 fumbles the entire season, only lost 3 of them. I mean, Nebraska, once again, where they ranked nationally last year they were tied for 65th with about 15 teams. So it could be ranging anywhere between 65 and 80 nationally. With 17 fumbles last year, lost 7 of them. I mean, it's been it's been a bugaboo for Nebraska. And then you look at the fumbles that they've recovered. Have they done a good job at forcing fumbles? What if I told you this? Nebraska last season only forced 3 fumbles. Opponents. This is an area to where they do have to get better, is just the ability to go take the football.
Right. Absolutely.
Nebraska, out of those 3, they had a good ratio to where they recovered 2 of them, but I mean, just not to the volume that you'd want to see from Nebraska.
You know, that I look at Emmett, and I was thinking about this a lot, you know, just looking at some articles yesterday afternoon on Emmett Johnson. And it's also listening to what others had to say about Nebraska. You're always kind of interested because, you know, Nick, we're so close to the microscope in this bowl that we're in daily. It's nice to step out and see what others perceive of it.
100%.
And the number of responses on certain Twitter posts and articles that were written about Emmett, there's people around the nation that have recognized this dude could be a bookend back. He could be a guy that Nebraska could lean on heavy. The overall concern was the same thing that we're preaching here. You can't have him toting it 24, 25 times a game either. You can do that against some teams that are inferior, but when it comes to the bigger ones, that's going to have to that ball distribution is going to be spread a little bit more. Nick, what brings in your point, like you talked about last week, though, someone's going to have to step up and show themselves they can be that clear number two to spell Emmett, even for a couple plays, you know, to get his breath. Because obviously he's going to get the lion's share of the carries, and he should.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you got to have someone to spell him that you can have trust and have confidence as well. So that's going to be critical to see who that's going to be, whether that be Mosey, that's going to be Mackay, who that person is going to be, or even some of the younger guys that are on that depth chart. But someone has got to establish himself as a clear number two to give him a break.
And part of that, here is what Dana Holgorsen wants to see from some of the players this week.
It just continuing to be able to, I mean, you put that on video. So was that just a one-time thing because we were excited about the light show and, you know, being up by a couple of touchdowns, or is that who we are? I do think that they're starting to listen to the messaging of what we can be offensively. You know, I mean, we've had confidence of what we can be offensively, and they went out there and they worked hard today. And I was proud of how they did today. What are we going to do tomorrow? What are we going to do on Thursday? And then what's it going to look like on Saturday? I mean, that's just a challenge not from Coach Rule, not only to me and to the coaches, but to the players as well.
On top of that, here is what Dana had to say about some of the younger guys making plays.
And then Quinn made that play. I've seen him make that play in practice. Okay. And so, you know, now it's transferring over there onto the game field. He's going to keep having more role. You know, he'll play more and more every week. That was a spectacular play, and it was a catch and run. You know, last week I was complaining about the inability to be able to catch and run, right? And so I felt like that improved, and that got me fired up. I mean, that was one of my, you know, that's pretty awesome play moment, and it was awesome for him to, you know, recognize his father crossing the goal line. And again, it was 5 points of pressure, and then he put the ball down about 7 yards in the end zone, and then in the back of the end zone, he acknowledged his father. That was a super cool moment for him, but it was a super cool moment for me to see the hard work that he's been doing in practice happen out there on the field. Carter Nelson took a step in the right direction. You know, Isaiah Mosey took a step in the right direction. So there's young guys that took it. Keelan Smith made a play. You know. So there's guys that had opportunities to go out there and do some good things, and they took advantage of their opportunities.
AD, I think that's how we can look at these two games, Akron and Houston Christian, games where Nebraska should be heavily favored on the scoreboard and where they should win by a comfortable margin as well, is that use these 2 weeks for especially some of the younger guys that are getting opportunities, use it as a springboard, right? Like there's no reason that after 2 weeks of consistent and competitive play that Quinn Clark couldn't compete for a role against Michigan, or couldn't compete for a role against Michigan State these next 2 weeks. Like there's ways and there's avenues here for some of those younger guys that are getting these opportunities to use these 2 weeks of games, and then also, of course, practices to build that confidence and use as a springboard for the rest of the year.
You know, Nick, you're spot on. For these guys to get some meaningful minutes, and obviously he spoke very highly of Quinn Clark. He said he'd seen him make that play in practice before. The thing that as I watched the game again, Nick, I was watching Quinn Clark's, I was watching his routes. He ran routes with conviction too, and all of them did. But I was watching in particular be the redshirt freshman, you know, Keelan Smith as well as a redshirt freshman. Obviously, those guys were paying attention during the offseason, which was huge. Those two young men as well were going through different OC change as far as the way that routes were going to be run. They were going to be run full speed. They were going to run with precision. And Nick, even when they're not even getting the ball, you can tell how the receivers, in particular, is where I look at quite a bit, just their mannerisms, the way they go about when it's not ball side coming to their side. They still play with that same conviction and sense of urgency. Nick, we didn't see that the past 2 years prior, man. We didn't
That's
see it.
right.
And so it feels good to see that. And then when you do things like that, opportunities come, like it did for Quinn Clark to get that the touchdown on a route that Coach Holgorsen said he had seen. But you look at the number of reps they had done over and over during spring ball, during summer conditioning, and during 7-on-7. It's good to see the fruition come to the field in front of when the lights are on. So that's going to be critical down the year, as the season progresses too, Nick. When you're playing a lot different, a much more better competition.
You're absolutely right. Let's move on to the defensive side of the ball real quickly. Get one brief comment from John Butler about run defense, because Nebraska right now through the 2 games of the year are allowing about 160 yards on the ground, which is fine. It's not great. It's not horrible by any means. I mean, there's teams in the country that are average, or Georgia Southern is allowing 330 rushing yards per game. Yikes. Oklahoma State's allowing 214 rushing yards per game. I mean, there's some really bad.
Was that per quarter for them last week against Oregon?
Hey, and Dan Lanning fired them up. He said, look, they woke the bull, and the bull don't care.
No.
Okay, Dan. Okay, Coach Lanning. That run them through a wall.
That was personal, dog. You can tell that was personal.
I mean, 69-3. I mean, my word, my goodness. So let's briefly get John Butler's thoughts on improvements on the run defense.
I think it's a work in progress. I think
I think so too, John.
Combination of how we play combined with the schemes that we're calling, combined with the execution of some of the run blitzes we're running, and also a little bit of it is like you go back to the Cincinnati game. 96 yards. It was quarterback run, quarterback scramble, really. So that just comes down to keeping guys in the pocket. And then.
Oh, we're going to stop it there, because what I gathered from that first, 30 seconds of it, AD, it's all got to get better. Like the he mentioned execution. He mentioned tackling. He mentioned run blitzes. He mentioned schemes that the coaches are calling. It sounds like it's a whole process of everything. Every part of it has to get better.
Nick. Okay. We really have not seen what this defense upside is yet, what it could be, because the body of work are against an inferior teams, with an exception of Cincinnati. Again, that's the question mark still. However, that's not a good question mark, being that you allowed their quarterback to run for 69 yards by himself in very critical moments. So to me, the jury is still out. And I think we all knew this going in. I mean, the number of texters that called in, me and you included, just not knowing. We weren't worried about the secondary. But as far as the interior line, again, the only senior they have on that team on that D line is Elijah Judy. The rest of those kids are sophomores and freshmen or redshirt freshmen. It does not negate the fact that the proof is not in the pudding yet as far as the interior line, because they were supposed to do what they did against Akron. Yeah, was it enjoyable? Yes, it was great. It was like getting a belly rub. You loved it. You know what I'm saying? Who doesn't like a belly rub?
Give me more.
And me being the dog, I love my belly rubbed. We love stuff like that. But at the same time, me and you both know, Nick, the belly rub games are over. Now, granted, let's be honest, Nick. Now, can mechanics and fundamentals improve against a team that they'll play on Saturday? Yes. That's not diminishing Houston Christian. That's not belittling them. It's just looking at taking both of the names off the schools and rosters. You look at them and say, okay, this one should dominate this one. Strictly off of who they have. They should do that. We're still not going to get a very good picture of what they're capable of. They should overpower that team. They're 4 deep. Houston Christian's probably 2, give or take. And then you have travel restrictions. So they're only coming with their top 2 or 3 guys in crucial positions. Nebraska, in my opinion, we really won't know how good or how much work they have to do, going to what Butler said, until they face Michigan on 2 weeks. That's just my personal opinion, because whatever they do against Houston Christian in a good way, they're supposed to.
Yeah, there you go. Let's take a break. AD's attitude adjustment coming up next here on The Drive. It's 93.7 The Ticket.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. think you've got what it takes. Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mainly sunny skies with light winds. Afternoon high around 83. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and light winds, low around 64. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies, be breezy with an afternoon high near 86. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
When your home fills up with family, Allo Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Allo Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Allo at 866-481-2556 or visit allofiber.com.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
Football game days are fun for the whole family, but not every child is ready for 4 quarters in the stadium. That's why the Lincoln Children's Museum offers game day play dates for kids ages 5 to 12. While you enjoy the game, your kids enjoy their own adventure at the museum, conveniently located just steps from the stadium. Registration required. And the fun isn't just on game days. The museum is open 6 days a week with 3 floors of hands-on play and activities. Out-of-town families, make the most of your weekend in Lincoln. Visit LincolnChildren'sMuseum.org.
Salt Mine City is your go-to brewery and the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their Big Fatty 7-ounce hamburger or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer. Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the show, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. AD, I don't know what I did to make some of the listeners a little frustrated this morning. I also did read a Colgan J says, I know how you feel about Nick not hitting like on your Facebook posts. I send texts all the time to the show and he never reads them. I have to wait for you to respond to get my feedback. Again, Nick's got a lot of work going on. AD then replied and said, hey, we've got to work on Swim and help him understand the importance of responding and putting some respect behind the names of his elders. Colgan J then responded and said, AD, it's about my feelings and he just doesn't care. I think he needs a hug.
When I come back, I will hug you.
To be fair, Colgan J, I did read your text earlier in the week talking about how I shouldn't have the power to turn mics on and off. So I didn't read that one. But I tell you, it's just group up on Nick Day, I guess, to just come after me. That's okay. I can take the criticism. We're good. But either way, AD, anything to add before we get your attitude adjustments?
Nick, I'll tell you this. My agent out in Cali and the person who's working on doing some brand things for me talked me finally into getting on TikTok.
I did see that. It popped up. Oh, okay. I have to admit, I saw it on it came across my For You page, and I did not hit like. I'm sorry.
I don't understand. I mean, I'm used to using TikTok to look at funny videos and laugh in our group chat. I've never looked at it as being part of one of the platforms I use for business.
You got to be careful.
I got a call with a brand specialist I work with. They're going to show me some different things, but I told them why I wasn't a big fan of doing my business, because anytime they want to hit the switch, I don't want to invest a lot of time on something. They can hit that switch and it's gone right away because it's owned by overseas. So what I'm also going to do is the same stuff I share to my main platforms. I'll just share it over there, but I'm not going to invest a lot learning to know the tips and the tricks. And some things I will. I'll take that back. I will, because if I do something, I'll make sure.
Oh no.
So,
AD,
like I said, I'll work my way around there and try to figure some things out.
AD, I've thought about trying to dive into the day in the life type of stuff, but it's just hasn't come to fruition. So ultimately, when it's all said and done, we'll see what the future holds. AD, what you got for today's attitude adjustment, my friend?
What I got for today, my man, is Nick. I'm going to say this. Sometimes we've heard that old saying before: "Forgive and forget." And whoever said that, made that up, I know they came from a place of good. But if you could forget, it didn't bother you that much. It didn't hurt that much. Nick, literally just this morning, I was reminded of something that I thought I forgave, but I have to work through it again. And it has, like I said, it was a pretty tough thing to deal with. I mean, nothing in my family or nothing like that, no friends of ours, but just a situation to where an individual was brought to my attention again. And I was just like, wow, really? Really? And so I just, what it's like my dad said, he goes, you don't forgive once. Sometimes you have to forgive that person several times over and over again. And just because you forgive somebody, some folks, it doesn't mean they have to ever have a seat at your table again. Just because you forgive someone doesn't mean they ever have to have a seat at your table again. You've just decided to release it for your own peace.
There you go.
I've had to learn that myself this morning, Nick. I'm like, yep, I got to release it for my own peace, because it's hard to keep an attitude of gratitude when you're holding on to something that hurts you deeply. So learn to let it go, and you do that sometimes over and over again.
There you go. AD,
and that person is you, Nick. I'm learning how to forgive.
You should learn how to forgive me. Man, AD, it's always a pleasure, my friend. We will talk again tomorrow. Make sure you stay tuned. How about this? Lionheart Live with Anthony Smith of UFC, former UFC fighter. He's got a busy weekend ahead in San Antonio. We're out. Talk to you tomorrow, 9 a.m.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants